Hey, and welcome to A Positive Thought. I created this daily podcast because life is hard, y'all, and it's actually impossible to be positive all the time. But I hope today's thought gives us all a chance to stop, reflect, and have a moment of gratitude in our day, even if that moment is small, because we're all a work in progress. This is just a reminder. This is not professional advice, though. I got to keep telling y'all that, apparently. I'm your host, Candice B, and today's thought is allow yourself to be a beginner. I'm embarking on so many new beginnings. Some are personal and others are professional, but they are all scary. Even this podcast is a new beginning for me. I'm doing it to bring a little positivity and light into other people's lives, but if I'm being real honest, I'm mostly doing it for me. Beginning a journey of remembering the important lessons we tend to overlook in life and beginning the journey of consistency, because for me, that is no small undertaking. It is why I publicly committed to doing the first quarter of 2021 no matter what. So, yes, I'm a beginner. And I think that's pretty great, but I know it doesn't always seem like a good idea to be a beginner. That's why we have so many people faking the funk and selling terrible courses on the internet. But y'all know what? I ain't even gonna do that today. I'm gonna stay on subject. I was chatting with a friend recently, and she was saying that it seems like many people younger than us, and I'm 29 for reference, but many people younger than us are doing big things. She was really down about going after her dream career because she felt like she had nothing to add. No experience building a following with huge numbers, no experience making a lot of money, and no experience even maintaining a relationship or job for an extended period of time. I had to stop her and remind her that everyone she's looking at, despite age, started somewhere. Yes, some people start with more, and we'll get to that one day because I have a lot to say about that. But whether or not they started with more or less, they started. They started with 0 followers, no relationship experience as a new employee or business owner or whatever. They built up to what she's seeing now. I also reminded her of all the reasons being a beginner is great. The best reason, in my opinion, is that you have the freedom to make mistakes before you have a ton of eyes on you. Think of all the celebrities or business owners or influencers who grew really fast. They tend to have a huge following as they are finding their way, and while I'm sure none of us would say no to fast growth, we say no to a lot of things that come with it. For instance, having your immaturity front and center for everyone to see, making a mistake online and being canceled because you just didn't know and no one wants to give you the grace to figure it out, which I'm really afraid of, by the way. Putting up content that you regret and not being able to delete it into obscurity before everyone sees it and, God forbid, screenshots it. That last one, that's happened to me, y'all. So it was a thing, but now I know what I want online versus what I don't. Being a beginner also forces you to remember how to learn. You usually have to develop new skills, speak with new people, and learn by trial, which builds endurance and character. You're free from expectations since no one expects a beginner to know anything really. And it also makes you better because you become more mindful of what you're doing. You have that hunger that is sometimes hard to maintain once you've quote unquote made it, and you get your street cred, even if you're just giving it to yourself, because it's kind of hard not to respect yourself when you know you got it from the gutter. Am I right? The next time you find yourself feeling bad about being a beginner, just stop before I have to come find you. Remember that being a beginner is honestly the best way to keep life fresh and interesting. And if you're listening to this and you aren't starting something new, maybe you should. Maybe you should pick up a new hobby or think about adding to your career. Learn to be a beginner even if you aren't forced to, because believe it or not, life will probably force it on you at some point, and you're going to want to be ready. If today's thought resonated with you in any way, let me know on Twitter or Instagram at PositivePodHQ. And please share this podcast with at least one person who you think needs to hear it, because I would appreciate that so much. Until tomorrow, that's today's positive thought.